Hi, welcome to the next edition of KebbieG Specialty List. This is the last episode of the season. Next week is all brand new Bloomborough cards. So check out the next week's stuff if you're interested in subscribing and seeing how to use the new Bloomborough cards in Pioneer. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification so for future videos. We're on our way to 2,000 subs. Let's get there together. Let's get into Golgari fight rigging with the Sorin Vein Ripper combo. Discuss the deck and see the deck in action through a league. So the deck list, we have our 4 Sorins, 4 Vein Rippers, 2 Kalitas because I think it's a decent vampire to also put down with the Sorin. Rattleworm is the new card we're trying out. I think it's a pretty decent card, especially with the fight rigging. It's a 6/5 with trample. And plus, it also can help ramp us into the Bane Ripper. So it's kind of like an alternative plan. We have Heavy and Regisar. Sadly, yeah, we are still playing Heavy, even though I think this is the worst card on the deck. We have 4 and 4 on the Elves, 2 Oaths, 4 Riggings, 3 Turn Timbers. We have 21 lands, I believe, plus the 4. Dark Pathways, Oasis, Deadlands, Grounds. We have some Tombs and some Pathways. One thing I might want to do after revisiting after the league, I might actually want to consider adding some basics. Control decks do typically play Field of Ruin and stuff like that. Sideboard, we have Cage, good for Phoenix and Amalia. Pick Your Poison, also pretty reasonable against vampires. Artifact and enchantment removal. We have unlicensed. We have Thoughtseize, 3 copies. This is pretty good against control and combo. 2 Damping Spheres for Lotus Field combo. Quintorius. 2 Torpor Orbs for Amalia. 2 Unlicensed Hearse for Graveyard Heat for Phoenix, Fang, stuff like that. Path of Peril and Extinction Event for aggro. Extinction Event also has overlap for mono green. So let's see how this deck can see how well this deck can do through a league. Let's get into it. Is this the Vein Ripper version? So we're facing the Rakdos. Fable. So I'm definitely going to use the Boseiju on that. It might be wrong because now he gets a land out of it, but play the Dino, Sego. Sorin upticks, shoves. Okay, that's definitely not the worst turn I could have ever asked for. So then you're gonna fatal push my dude. Shakedown Heavy. So we play Elf. Shakedown Heavy, say go. 4, 5, 6. We can Vein Ripper next turn by hard casting it. Assuming he doesn't kill my Elf. Duress takes my turn timber. So now I don't have my land. Puts a counter, swings. We just take it. Tap land, passes. Rotting Regisar. That is not ideal. So I go to combat. Sorin, face. And we will definitely eat the Fable. He just left me take out a Sorin. I think that was a punt. Wouldn't it have been better just to let me draw? Castle Lockwayne, sure. Draws a card. He sees the Vein Ripper in hand. He knows it's going to come eventually. Fatal pushes my Heavy. I could play Reggie. And I discard Heavy next turn. I guess that's fine. That really puts pressure on me to actually get down this Ripper in the next 2 turns. As I cannot pitch a Ripper to a Reggie. Like, that is not going to be a winning line. Gets a Sorin. Turns on the Mutavault. And you're going to kill my Elf? So that means I'm even further away from getting this Ripper down. Dang it, I did not mean to pay life. We will attack Soren. Face. Eat up the Soren. Do you block the Reggie? Okay, that's down. So we lose our Vein Ripper. Play a Shakedown Heavy. Shove in there. Come on, Dinosaur. Put in that legwork. A main board Knight of Death Shadow. You must be really wanting or worried about Amalia matchup. Go to combat. Shove in there. So he double blocks here. I take out the Harvester. So he's at 1. We have to pitch that. Play the tap land. You're probably making me draw. Pumps it. Pumps it. But it has Menace. Oh, you're going to double block? So we bring in Pick Your Poison. Down 1-1 on elves. Thoughtseize could be a little bit helpful. I could probably go down 1 more elf of each. And then Oath. I don't like that. Swamp. Passes. Pick Your Poison. Play an elf. Stay go. You're going to Fatal Push it? Sure. Next turn I get to play a Tomb. Thoughtseize. The following turn, I need to work up my way up to these Rattleworms. I think that's going to have to be my closers this match. A Hive. Thoughtseize you. Take the Fable. Pass the turn. He's definitely not liking it. Smacks me to 13. Rotting Regisaur. Play that said Rotting Regisaur. So I am at 11. I'm going to try to shove you down to 13. Makes a couple of chomp blockers. Alright, so if we could bait him into attacking into my Rattleworm, I'd be quite happy with that. But the odds of that happening is very little, or slim to none. Or maybe he just does it. Rattles. Kills my threat. Very rude. So we're going to go ahead and thin our deck a little bit. I don't need this Oasis. Keep that on top. I just need to live 1 more turn, so I'll pass. What's your last card? Soren. Upticks. Shoves. That is a very interesting attack. Because what if his last card is an Edict? I think I have to take it. Okay, now we pass. Oh crap, I just lose. No, wait. Do I lose? I don't think so, right? Because my Vein Ripper trigger happens on the top of the stack. So I think my Vein Ripper trigger happens first, and then I take 3. So I could be completely wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. So he shoves. We block. So we drain you. Another Harvester. Okay. Another Rotting Regisaur. So I think I go to my second main. I have to kill the Soren. I don't really have anything else to do with this. So I guess I say just Artifact. Since I'm going to be pitching it anyways to this Rotting Regisaur, might as well make you sack your blood token. I mean, what are the odds they make me kill my Rotting Regisaur? Another Soren. Puts a counter. Hits me. Block. Sack Scavenger Grounds. Eat up the yards. So now we have to keep up this hive at all times. Ooh, that's kind of an interesting draw. Fight Rigging. Don't whiff, please. I mean, Rattleworm is a interesting choice, I guess. At least make sure that I can dodge an Edict effect. So we put the counter there. Cast our Rattle. Smash the Sorin. And pass. He only has 5 mana. Okay, he can now hard cast a Vein Ripper. Another threat isn't bad here. Kalitas. Put the counter on the Rattle because it has Trample. Shove in there. Alright, got our first win. This is a curve. Oh, he's on mono green. Elf, say go. Fight Rigging. Put Turn Timber underneath it. So we're going to take a beating. So if we play a Worm, we get a Rotting Regisaur. Pass the turn. Unblocked. So we discard an Elf. Play Sorin. Minus. Vein Ripper. Put a counter on a Rattle. Smack in there for both. Why would he not block with an Elf? He really wants this Kiora, I guess. Our opponent is comboing. Ugh, this is a horrible set. So I guess I just uptick here. Question is, can I actually shove? I'm not holding back. I mean, mono green, all I need is one card it can combo. He scoops. Okay, against mono green, I have Extinction Event. Pick Your Poison's not necessarily great. Torpor Orb kind of has a little bit of use. It shuts down Trailblazers. It shuts down Elishnorn. It shuts down Cavalier. So, in Kiora. So that's pretty decent. I definitely don't think I need the Oaths. Like, that is not where I want to be. I think I need to keep the Elves. At least 7 copies of the Elf. Because I am going to have to race him. And I'm going to cut a Shakedown Heavy. The other possibility is I could cut a Kalitas and run it like that, I think. Leyline, sure. Oath is a much slower of a draw. Play an Elf. Forest. Still passing. That's a good sign. We'll drop down a Shakedown Heavy and say go. So he has 5 mana now. Cavalier. Kiora. Untap the Nykthos. Taps it this time for 6 mana. Storm. That's a pretty damn good turn right there from the mono green player. He gets a Trailblazer, double Trailblazer. Okay. Oath. Okay, Elf. So I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and attack with the Shakedown Heavy at the Kiora. And I'm going to have to do this on odd and pass. I don't think there's a world where I could play Rotting Regisaur, because I'm so far away from these Vein Rippers. He still could produce 6 mana. Leyline. Now he gets to untap it, produce 10. Classic mono green doing its thing, right? What are you going to do against mono green? It's absolutely insane how much card advantage this deck just pulls out of its wherever the sun doesn't shine. Another Trailblazer. I mean, he's back to 7 cards in hand. And I feel like I just did all my effort to get this EE off. And we're losing. Okay, I don't think I can win from here. I'm just going to scoop. Is Path of Peril even good in this matchup? I don't think so. It can kill elves, but that's it. So put that on green. Mystic, say go. He has his own elf. Oasis. Heavy, say go. So now we get to play Rattleworm next, which I think is a decent turn. Troll. Shove. Okay. Oath. So next turn I have to play Torpor Orb. Otherwise I'm kind of screwed. 5 mana. Kiora. Troll. Looks like I'm 1 turn too slow. Okay. That's fine. Play a Rattle. Hive. Can I afford to play this Rigging? I'm going to say no. I think I have to play Torpor Orb. And Elf. Shove and shove. Okay, he allows the damage to come through. He's going to double block there. Interesting choice. So one troll dealt with. Sort of. Alright, we pass. Next turn we have the Rigging. Trailblazer. Okay. Leyline. Leyline. Or do you have use for this Nykthos mana? Because you could. Alright, he's not going to sack the land. Shoves. We take our beats. So I think I do EE. Play a tap land. Put the counter on the rattle. Cast Extinction Event on odd. And shove at face. So he can make a 4/4. But that's not a huge deal. We do need to dodge a storm. Oh, that's an elf. Okay. Okay, that's a card. He can't really attack, can he? He does. Very interesting that he decided to attack. I guess he just untaps it with the Kiora. Seems like a pretty good move, yeah. Alright, please give me a good card. Sorin. I think I turn on the Hive. Now, how can I put this counter to where I win? If I put it here, I'll let face. Eat the troll. So if he double blocks here, he takes 7 and dies. So he could take 3 off. He has to block with everything. He goes to 1. And we pass. Okay. So that means we might be taking this match. 10 mana. That's scary. Leyline. Nykthos. And he scoops it up. Got there. 2 and 2. What a comeback for the deck. Oasis. Elf. Say go. Forest. Elf. Okay, so mono green. Play a fight rigging. Get Ripper. Say go. Is this a troll or a Kiora? Kiora. Passes. Play Kalitas. Put the counter on the Kalitas. Say go. 4 mana. Untap. So probably a Cavalier. Sure. They get to draw a card. Try to find a Nykthos, which they find. And a Storm in the yard, which is really good for them. And they pass. Rattle Worm. So I think I have to play that now. Because I really need to get this Vein Ripper down. We pass the turn. The counter on the rattle. And cast a Vein Ripper. Pass the turn. Since I can't actually attack with Kalitas here. Next turn I can. Because I can play this other fight rigging. So I just need to dodge one more turn. Elf. Not a big problem. It is free. So it makes sense. Another elf. Tap this elf here. Make mana. Sure. 7 mana. You get to untap it. So you get to go to a 12, I think. Which gets the storm back. Oh, invasion. That's fine. That is not what I'm terrified of. I'm terrified of Trailblazers and Oddity. There's a Trailblazer in hand. So he gets to cast it. Draw a card. A couple cards. Add a mana. So he gets to put mana back into Nykthos. Elf, because it's free. Now he pays into Nykthos. Gets 10 mana. New Nykthos. Holy with Jesus. That's too much mana. Why can't I just do simple things like put a Vein Ripper into play and a Golgari deck? Another Kiora. Okay. That's not a huge deal, but he just will flashback the storm. Plays the new Kiora. So that way he gets to untap the Nykthos again. What is that doing for you? I mean, you only have one card in hand and you have a storm. Which storm could trigger this and the new Kiora, gain a bunch more card advantage, but I have to, hopefully he whiffs. Because I need to be able to win this turn. A Cavalier and a Trailblazer. 4 mana remaining. So much mana. So much cards. A new Nykthos. Alright, Troll. Untaps, makes a ton more mana. He has no lair, but he does have storms. So that's from hand, I believe. More trolls, more mana. More card advantage. I don't even think my start was that bad. That's what's killing me here. It's like I think my start was relatively good. It's just that he just is going insane. Plays an elf. He still has another Nykthos activation. There's the oddity. 32 mana. So you're going to use another Nick Storm. There's just no way. I'm done. So we have Extinction Event. Cage could work. And Torpor Orb. What are we going down? Kalitas, Oath, Shakedown. Let's go down the other Kalitas too. Run it like that. But I start off with a ley line. We play a Hives, they go. Maybe I had to play the Deadlands. It doesn't matter, right? I could bounce the Arch, Elf, Shore. I just need to get a Bane Ripper down next turn. I could just Deadlands. Is that good? Do you take a 2-land hand? Takes a Nick those. Why does that say Nick those? So this taps for green. Another Elf. That's a lot of Sorens. Soren. Minus. Bane Ripper. 7 mana. Kiora untaps it. Pick your poison. And a leveler. Pops my Soren. I think this one's over with. Like, we literally had the best start we've ever had. And it's not enough because the mono green is insane. I think this honestly is the second best deck in the format. Behind Amalia. I mean, that's usually a very good play pattern, but not when they have a leveler on the floor. Fight rigging. I can't keep that. I don't have any green mana past the turn. But the problem is now he just attacks, sacks some Elvish Mystic, and just hammers me down. Stonebrain. I mean, what can you honestly even name at this point? There's nothing worth anything in my deck. Vein Ripper. What is that honestly doing? I only have 2 left you can take. I guess you take the one in the yard, but you don't. Yeah, attacks. I'm assuming you target my Vein Ripper. And then you get the second elf. So he goes to 14, but what do we have left over? The issue is Rotting Regisaur. What is that going to do? Play a Rotting Regisaur, which is just going to get destroyed. Pass. Cav, sure. Troll. Lair. Okay. Storm. A new Kiora with a ley line. You can do it again? Alright, I'm off. Alright, so we went 2 and 3 with the deck. Let's get into the wrap up. So what do we want to speak about this deck overall? We went 2 and 3 with the deck. We lost to Control, Dimir. It would have probably been in our favor, but we did not have a single basic. We got fielded out of game 3, which I think we could have easily won. So I cut a Deadlands for a Forest, since we do need turn 1 mana for Elves. And honestly, I think we don't need that many deserts. We have enough, I think. Other than that, that seems to be the only change I wanted to make. If you have any considerations at all, let me know down in the comment section. How would you construct your fight rigging deck? I want to know all that down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification before you head out that door. And until next time, where we play brand new Boomburrow cards. I'll talk to you soon.